Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for believing in children. We are coming together at a moment of enormous crisis in public education, when the national system of public schools is educationally collapsing, when the schools that were once turbochargers of access are instead trapping children, slamming doors shut instead of opening them up. Nobody understands better the educational dangers of the present moment or has expressed them more clearly than Mike Bloomberg. As mayor of New York, he opened schools faster and better than anyone in the history of New York. With Joel Klein and Dennis Walcott at his side, who are here tonight, thank you very much. Mayor Bloomberg prioritized innovation and accountability and made the rapid growth of the charter sector possible. We are now, as a sector, educating 14% of the students. As has already been said tonight, Mike Bloomberg is one of America's most powerful voices on urgent challenges. And at this dark hour for American public education, he is once again leading and showing what it really means to take a stand for children. I want to quote from his recent Wall Street Journal op-ed. Quote, "Unless we have the courage to rebuild public education from the bottom up, we will continue to doom our most vulnerable to a life of poverty and, in too many cases, incarceration," end quote. Today, across the country, standards are being lowered, accountability rejected, subject matter stripped of its rigor, and expectations for all fundamentally reduced. But at Success Academy, we are moving decisively in the opposite direction. Indeed, we believe there is a moral imperative to go significantly further and faster. So I stand before you tonight to describe an even bolder vision than the one we started with 15 years ago. And just to take you back, that was in Harlem in 2006, with 165 kindergartners and first graders, some of whom you met tonight. I was their first principal. When we set out those many years ago, we didn't want to just close the achievement gap, we wanted to reverse it. And today, across all measures, we have done that at scale with 20,000 students. Now we intend, in the next 5 years, to grow by 10,000 scholars, educating 1 in 30 New York City students. We also intend to go from excellent to the extraordinary. We are pressing forward with higher standards, more accountability, richer content, asking ourselves what kids should know, of course, to flourish, but how must they learn to think in sophisticated ways, to problem solve? We are also focusing on the habits of mind like intrinsic motivation and self-directed learning. We are now driving relentlessly toward a breakthrough level of scholar preparedness, defined academically, but also in terms of soft skills. We are planning to go where no educators have ever gone before, and to do so at scale. Our moonshot is getting to an unprecedented level of scholar preparedness and extraordinary quality. How, you might ask, will we do this? Well, we're going to work backwards from life and college. We're going to reverse engineer, designing backwards to kindergarten, reimagining how schools should be organized and optimized. This is a massive undertaking as we redesign content and curriculum, assessments, and learning tasks, as we redefine even the standard of what teaching and learning means. I want to thank Julian Robertson and Alex Robertson, who is here tonight. We could not have undertaken this monumental redesign without your steadfast support. To showcase and share this vision of extraordinary, we will be building a landmark campus in the South Bronx that brings our 13 grades together in a single educational enterprise. For the poorest children in New York, we will build the school of the future, the sophisticated setting where our nationally, even internationally competitive K-12 program will come to life. With this building and our vision of extraordinary, we intend to inspire, even admonish. With this campus, we are throwing the gauntlet down. We are insisting that poor kids deserve excellent K-12 public education. We are insisting that poor kids deserve the opportunity to work hard to achieve their dreams. That poor kids deserve access to propel themselves economically forward. I sometimes think the world has gone mad. Why is this controversial? Anyway, we are insisting that poor kids have the opportunity to pay it forward to their own communities. In all of these ambitions, as in so much of our work over the past 15 years, we are strengthened, empowered, and supported by Mike Bloomberg. I'd like to ask him to join me here on stage. Well, Mike Bloomberg is very calm, but I am not. I am really overwhelmed to share some important news with you. Actually, important is an understatement. It's very emotional because Mike Bloomberg is making educational dreams come true, which, when you work in the trenches with the educators here, is just so meaningful. Mike Bloomberg and the Bloomberg Philanthropies are making a $100 million gift to make our moonshot and this building possible. With this gift, Mike Bloomberg makes history, one of the largest investments ever in public education. As you have seen tonight, Mike Bloomberg has stood with success from the very beginning. And Mr. Mayor, I pledge to you, on behalf of all of us here, that we will not rest until we get the job done, and of course, have the data to prove it. It is my profound pleasure to present to you a great leader of our country and a great friend to children and to all of us, Michael R. Bloomberg.
Great. Well, thank you, Eva, for that introduction and all your inspiring work. And the team at the Success Academy is really making a difference, and it's a role model for everyone. It really is a wonderful thing to see that video earlier and to hear Sue Nell's story and Andrew's, and I want to thank them for all those kind words. I don't know how many of Sue Nell's fellow alumni remember getting a classroom visit from the mayor way back in 2007, but it's amazing to think that those bright young kids have grown up and gone on to college, and yet somehow I haven't aged a day. During that visit, seriously, I gave the students some mayoral advice, which was work hard and don't ever let up. And it's clear that they followed it. And now the future is wide open to them. It shows what's possible when we give students the schools that they deserve. And a lot of credit goes to Eva for her leadership and the whole team at Success Academy, including so many phenomenal, dedicated teachers and staff, and they deserve a round of applause from you. All of you helped to make it possible, too, by supporting the organization, so thank you. But your job is not done. You've got to continue to do this and rope others into doing exactly the same thing. I couldn't be any prouder of the students and alumni here tonight. There is nothing more gratifying in life than helping a child grow and fulfill their potential. Every parent knows that, and every teacher does as well. And that's why we're all here. And it's a big reason why I decided to run for mayor back in 2001. I wanted the chance to fix our city schools and help students get the education they need to pursue their dreams. Together with Joel Klein and Dennis Walcott, we made a lot of progress, more than anyone thought was possible. Success Academy schools helped to lead the way, and all the graduates we heard from tonight are great examples of what happens when we support children and challenge them with high expectations. But of course, we still have a very long way to go, here in New York and around the country. Because the truth is, a child's skin color and family income still determine their likelihood of attending a great school and graduating ready for success in a college or a career. That really is a national disgrace, and during the pandemic, it has only gotten worse. After 2 years of school closures and inadequate remote instruction, students across the U.S. have fallen further behind, and some have even stopped attending class entirely. The learning losses have been greatest for students who are already falling behind, especially low-income Black and Latino students. Unless we act, so many students will never catch up, and they will miss out on the chance to graduate and start promising careers. This is an all-hands-on-deck emergency if I've ever seen one. And leaders in business and philanthropy, I think, have a duty to step up and help. Last week, I joined Mayor Adams and Chancellor Banks to announce a new program Bloomberg Philanthropies is funding with a great group of partners to expand summer school at charter schools across the city. And that will help more students get back on track because there's so much more that we need to do. And that starts with giving more kids the chance to attend high-performing charter schools just like Success Academy. Yes, it is. to help make that possible, last fall, our foundation committed $750 million to expand access to charter schools across America. Our goal is to create 150,000 new classroom seats in 20 metropolitan areas, including New York City, where there is great demand for more charter seats. To put that in perspective, Success Academy received around 18,000 applications for 4,400 seats this school year, even as enrollment across district schools dropped. That's an acceptance rate lower than some elite universities. Yes, wow is the right answer. We have to do more to meet the demand from students and open doors of opportunity for more children. The new gift from Bloomberg Philanthropies, we think, will help Success Academy do just that. The new South Bronx campus will be the largest public school ever built with private funding, and it will make possible more stories like Sue Neal's and Andrew's and all their extraordinary classmates. They are the future of our city and our country. And if we support them and give them the resources they need and hold everyone accountable for results, then the future will be bright. So let me thank everyone at Success Academy for all your incredible work, and a big thank you to everyone here tonight for supporting them. I'm already looking forward to the opening of the new South Bronx campus and meeting the next generation of kindergartners. They should be graduating high school right around my 101st birthday. And I can't think of a better birthday gift. Let me say one more thing about what you can do to help. You've got to call our governor and call our mayor and tell them to control their legislatures, the state Senate and Assembly and the City Council in New York City, and demand that they do two things. One, lift the cap on charter schools. And two, get out of the micromanagement of schools that they have no ability to do and turn mayoral control back to the mayor. And then you should finish the conversation with saying, this is America's future. And if you don't do this, we are going to work as hard as we can to replace you and get somebody who will. Thank you very much.
Mayor Bloomberg, we do have a presentation to make to you before we let you sit down. Dan, will you please join us? Daniel Loeb has been a leader on the Success Academy board for more than a decade. And of course, he is, of course, the original sort of vision of the gala, and he is always my first call when there's good news and sometimes even when there's bad news. Dan, thank you. If you will do the honors.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you so much, Mayor Bloomberg. I'm feeling what I think a lot of us are feeling in the room right now, which is nostalgia for the time when we had Mayor Bloomberg's leadership in the city. And I think we all experienced the 8 long years following that. But what I'm also feeling from Mayor Bloomberg is hope for the future. And I think that's proven by the fact that all of you are here in this room tonight and not in Miami or Palm Beach. So thank you for being here. And what can I say? I mean, you are such an inspiration. There was a time in this country where men and women sometimes, like Mayor Bloomberg, were business people, politicians, and great philanthropists. And you're truly an inspiration. I'm not sure I can do it quite at the scale that you have, but I think, like you said, all of us as business people need to do what we can. This gift is really awesome. and one we'd like to show some appreciation. You already received the first ever honorary degree issued by Harlem One back in 2006, when we only had kindergartners and first graders. Many of those children, as you saw, are now in college. So tonight, we want to thank you again, and for the first time, we want to award you the second of these coveted degrees. In this case, one with a degree from the Success Academy High School of the Liberal Arts.
Inscription. Are you reading the inscription?
Oh, I didn't notice.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, so it says, for Mayor Michael R. Bloomberg, in recognition of his extraordinary dedication to equity and education and all that he has achieved in service of our children, our city, and our nation. So, thank you. I know what you're thinking, Mayor Mike's given $100 million, I can go home and watch Netflix. No, but all of your gifts make a huge difference for the education and for the future of these children and for ours. We cannot live in a city where opportunities are limited to a privileged few. I cannot think of a better way to both address issues of inequality, but also bring the joy and meaning to the lives of children that will follow them into adulthood. So thank you all so much also for your contributions to this great organization. Thank you, Eva.